recording. Yan. Nagre-record na tayo. Okay. Actually, sorry. Hi again, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar. I think this is our, ang ilan na ba, Jess? I think this is our 11th, maybe 12th, 12th webinar na, no? We started
11,
back
sir.
in 11. Wow. 11th webinar since we started back in July. And the real purpose of the webinar is to help out people who want to try out freelancing, maybe learn a few skills, and um, know more about how to start their career as freelancer. So we were discussing parang a services parang session. In the past, we started with project management. Last week, we discussed about general admin BA, I think. But a lot of the people, when they're asking questions, even sa messenger natin, no, when the people are asking, I think a lot of the people still don't know, still don't know what to do to get started with their freelancing career. So before we even talk about, the skills, the services they need to prepare, I just want to step back a little and discuss again. Hopefully we will have time to discuss in detail, what are the things you need to get started with freelancing. And mainly we will talk about um, the three things you need in order to apply, which is your resume, uh, how to prepare for the interview, and more importantly, what you need for a cover letter. Because again, um, freelancing when applying, it's all about being seen, right? It's all about presenting yourself. Remember, we are a business and it's all about parang marketing, getting clients, diba? It doesn't matter how many skills you have, doesn't matter how tenured you are. Kung hindi optimize yung resume mo, if you're not prepared for the interview or kung pangit yung cover letter mo, you won't get accepted. So I want to just go back to that, right? And I know one of the participants here for today, Shedi. Thank you for joining the session. Is one of the recent applicants that I interviewed. Thank you, Shedi, for
Good
joining us.
evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Shadi, before we start, I hope it's okay. But do you want to share your very quick experience with your application as a VA? Kung anong nangyari sa iyo para may
Ah,
idea ibang tao.
okay po, sir. Good evening po sa lahat. Ah, Nag-try po akong mag-apply sa mga since baguhan pa lang ako, nag-apply ako sa mga agencies at saka sa online job. May resume na ako, may cover letter, gano'n. Pero pahirapan talaga ng paghanap ng client lalo na ngayon. So, sa na-experience ko, marami akong natanggap na mga, interviews pero hindi nakapasa naman ako sa mga trial. After that may mga ang dami pa kasing mga assessment na kailangan, i-undergo pero iba nun hindi ako nakapasa. So yun po.
Right. Tapos what happened with her is nung inintroduce siya, parang she was introduced for a higher level na position
Oo, yun po.
na hindi appropriate dun sa skills niya, no. So let me share my screen. Thank you for sharing that, Shedia. I know on the spot yun, pero buti na lang game ka.
Thank you po.
Game ka sa mga game. And really, ang goal naman natin talaga is to spread more awareness. So, share. I wanna show you a sample resume from one of the from one of the applicants then as well. That I had my own parang feedback. feedback din. Kasi I know a lot of people nung nag-start yung pandemic, they wanna try out freelancing, tapos sige lang, apply lang sila freelance, ganyan. They didn't even optimize yung kanilang mga portfolio. So this is a resume coming from one of our applicants. He's a very good applicant. So he is, as you can see here, meron naman siyang picture, he has his name on it, the address, and then he has his work experience here, he has his profile, their educational background, may professional references, professional references and all that. So, um, any feedback? Does anybody have any comment on this resume? Let's say kayo yung employer and someone is applying, kita nyo tong resume na to. What are your initial thoughts on this resume? What's your initial feedback? Anyone? Uy, kahit anong feedback lang, hindi naman hindi naman to graded recitation. So okay lang kahit anong klaseng feedback. Anong napapansin niyo dito sa resume na to? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just asking kung napapansin ba kayo. Po?
Boring yung resume.
Boring yung resume. So yun.
Tamad pa sa akin. Parang gano'n. Sorry.
So yun, boring daw, nakakatamad basahin. Okay, so that's good. Thank you for the feedback. Anyone else? Ano napapansin niyo dito sa resume nito? Do you have any feedback? Again, no right or wrong answer, good or bad, you're free to let yourself know. He is a cool guy naman. He's a cool guy. But I wanted to check pa din with you. Ano sa tingin niyo? What's your feedback? What do you think of his
Yes,
resume?
sir. Old school, not catchy.
Old school, not catchy. Okay, very good. I like that, old school.
I
Old
think
school.
Karen can share. Kasi kanina, si Karen, guys, friend ko po si Karen. Karen shared me earlier na she created a resume using Canva. Karen, can you share it?
Nice. Wala, na on the spot si Karen.
Hindi ko pa siya na-start, but as I explore the app, the Canva app, I see that mas enticing sa mata yung templates that they offer. Unlike this one, as what Tony said, medyo old school siya.
Nice. What do you think made it parang old school? I mean, what made you say na old school siya?
By the looks of its CV or resume, the fonts parang binold lang siya just to highlight the information or specific it's like yung mga previous jobs niya binold lang.
Very good. That's a good answer. Thank you, Karen. Anyone else? Last before I provide my own comments and findings on this resume, as someone who has hired VAs in the past, and as someone who has my own resume and has been a little bit successful naman with the resume that I did. So, anyone else? Last call. Any feedback dito sa resume na to? Kompleto ba yung resume? Do you think may something na kulang, or do you think he include all the necessary information here?
Cute nung photo.
Cute ng photo. Alam mo yung photo, a lot of I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Yung iba dinidiscourage sila na maglagay ng photo sa resume, parang irrelevant daw, ganyan. Pero for me kasi, if yung photo mo is engaging, like nakangiti, maganda yung plain yung background, tapos kitang-kita yung mukha mo, there's something in it na parang gugustuhin mong kausapin agad yung tao because nakikita mo na agad siya. parang nakikita mo siya, ay parang masarap kausap to. Parang okay kausap tong tao na to. So that puts you to an advantage already versus someone na alam mo yun, puro text lang yung resume, di ba? So ako I always put an image of myself sa mga resume ko. Of course, a photo of me is smiling, yung parang gugustuhin ng tao na kausapin ka, no? So those are all good feedback. So thank you for thank you for sharing your thoughts. So totoo kayo, this is pretty old school. This is an for me this is a resume that would work kung nag-a-apply ka for something na on-site, something sa corporate, something physical na nag-walk-in ka, magpapasa ka ng resume, but not something na optimized for VA freelancing, right? The name is small, so super liit ng font, super liit ng font, parang wala na akong mabasa. Although maganda yung background niya. Let's say ito, employment records, he's a field manager, executive, operations officer, junior assistant manager. So alam mo yun, ang ganda nung mga position niya, but it wasn't justified. Parang hindi siya na-justify kasi essay yung nakalagay, kailangan ko pang basahin ng mahaba kung ano bang ginagawa niya. It would have helped sana kung it's bulleted. And I actually spoke to this guy, and he sent me an updated resume. Papakita ko sa inyo mamaya, no? Pero I'm just giving my initial feedbacks muna dito. So ayun, walang skills. Hindi nakalagay yung skills na ina-apply niya. One more thing is, hindi rin nakalagay dito kung ano bang ina-applyan niya. So, nakalagay lang dito, he's an accomplished and highly organized field manager with a license with financial services. Pero what are you applying for? Are you applying for a VA ba? Are you applying for an SEO expert? Are you applying for a digital marketing specialist? It doesn't say. So, kung ako yung employer, I wouldn't know kung anong ina-applyan ba itong tao na to. Kailangan ko pang hulaan and kailangan ko pang i-judge based dun sa skills niya, right? And which that will put me to a lot of stress kasi I have to read through it. I had to read through his essay na ang haba-haba. Educational background, that's fine. Not many people require this really. So it's really optional. Just keep it small. Professional references hindi rin kailangan for me because really no one from the freelancing world will call anybody from the Philippines. Especially kung yung client na tinitake mo is all outside, like let's say nasa US, di ba? Tapos ang nilagay mo phone number pa sa Pilipinas. So hindi naman nila kokontakin yan eh. Para mas may kung magbibigay ka ng reference siguro, bigay ka ng email address kasi alam mo yun, kung may kakalala ka ng VP, ganun, di ba mataas yung level, by all means, put it there. Pero put yung email address siguro, not the phone number, kasi nobody would call them, nobody would text them. The only purpose of the reference there is to make you look more legit. Diba? Para lang magmukha kang legitimate na tao. But if you don't have anyone in particular, then I don't think it matters, really. So, going back, no, he sent me his updated resume. And I'll show you my own resume din mamaya. So, he told me, sir, updated na yung resume ko. And this is his updated resume. Diba? So, with this, binago niya yung, unang niyang binago is his photo, which is good. Kasi mas engaging, mas malaki na yung photo niya. His name, super laki, which is really good. Yes, Jess?
Sir, I have a quick question.
Yes.
I was told when you're making or creating resume, no need for you to include your age and signature.
Yes. No need to include your age and signature. So here's the common mistake with resume, no, and probably with cover letters that we'll talk about later. Sa resume ninyo, in your cover letter as well, what you want to talk about is not about you, really. You want to put on your resume the skills that you have na makakatulong sa customer mo. Remember, you are selling yourself. You're selling something. And if you're selling something, ang ilalagay mo lang na information is yung information na relevant. Right? Pag nagbebenta ka ba ng, halimbawa, let's talk about, halimbawa, nagbebenta ka na, ano bang magandang ibenta? Halimbawa, nagbebenta ka na t-shirt. Diba? Halimbawa, nagbebenta ka ng t-shirt, printed na t-shirt, diba? Sinasabi mo pa ba kung ano bang hindi relevant doon? Sinasabi mo pa ba kung saan mo siya binili? Sinasabi mo pa ba kung gano'n nakatagal sa stock mo yung t-shirt? Sasabihin mo pa ba na galing sa baklaran mo yung binili? Diba? What you wanna talk about is ano yung quality ng t-shirt? Cotton ba siya? Dry fit ba siya? Diba? Kung may print siya, ano yung pagkaka-print niya? Is it yung regular na print o yung mamahalin na print? Diba? Kung t-shirt siya, madali ba siya plantsahin? Yung mga ganun. So, what you wanna put is yung relevant na information. Same with the resume, diba? If you're gonna create a resume, you wanna put something na relevant dun sa ina-applyan mo. And age is never a relevant thing. Okay? Age, gender, civil status, anything na personal, I think is never needed for me. It's never needed kasi you're not, masyado pang haba, di ba? The employers are not hiring you because of your age. Yun na lang isipin niyo. The employers will not hire you because of your gender. The employers will not hire you because of your civil status. The employer will not hire you because graduate ka ng Makuwa, Lyceum. No, they don't care about those. They will hire you based on how you can help them. So if there's anything that you have that you think makakatulong dun sa client, yun yung ilagay mo sa resume. Right? Yun yung ilagay mo sa resume. So let's go back to this. So again, the name, very big. So super good yun. Okay yun. The reason why it's good is because matatandaan ka kaagad ng client. Matatandaan yung pangalan mo. Which is good. Contact information, again, super important. And I always say, tagtarin mo ng contact information yung client. Lagyan mo ng MS Teams, lagyan mo ng Skype, lagyan mo ng WhatsApp, lagyan mo ng Discord, lagyan mo ng LinkedIn. Alam mo yun, the more ways that the client can contact you, the better. The better. Diba? Parang again, we're going back to marketing. We're going back to selling, diba? The more na maraming method yung mga bibili para makontak ka, the easier for you to sell your products. Diba? Kasi maraming method para makontak ka. I mean, kung gusto mong bumili ng andok, halimbawa kung gusto mong bumili ng chicken, diba? Ibig sabihin, pwede ka magpa-deliver, pwede ka sa Facebook Marketplace, alam mo yun, pwede ka nilang tawagan, pwede ka nilang i-text, pwede ka pumunta sa website. There's a lot of ways to contact you, which is, again, a plus. Right? You want to be ahead of your game. You want to be on top of your competitors. Diba? And that sets you apart. So, medyo maliit pa rin yung font na binigay niya dito, which is, alam mo yun, sana nilakihan niya. But, ang maganda dito is binulet points niya na lang. Right? So, yun. Bullet points. So again, I would have preferred if he has something here kung ano bang ina-applyan niya para alam ko kung anong hinahanap ko. Kasi, magaling ka sa, halimbawa, magaling ka sa content management, pero ano bang ina-applyan mo? Diba, mamaya, ang ina-applyan mo pala is accountant. Bakit mo sinasabi na magaling ka sa content management? It's irrelevant. So, I wish he had put it here. So, let's talk about this part kasi favorite ko tong part na to. Skills, tools, and framework. Super important din. For me, kasi again, you wanna tell the client that you know something na makakatulong sa kanila. And ito yun. Ito yung mga skills na yun. May skill ka ba sa customer service? May skills ka ba sa project time management? May social media management skills ka ba? Never put here any skills na quick learner, fast learner, friendly, creative. Well, hindi na po uso yung mga ganon na skills. You wanna talk about skills that actually generates money. right? Yung mga skill na mapagkakakitaan yung ilalagay mo dito. Hindi mo ilalagay dito yung skill na fast learner. No, you won't put that here. In the first place, dapat fast learner ka na talaga. Right? Fast learner ka na talaga dapat. So you don't even have to mention that here in the first place. You put here skills that are profitable. Sales, yung pwede ipang benta, yung gugustuhin ng client. If you know writing, put it here. Kasi napagkakitaan yun. If you know how to proofread, put that here. If you know how to edit, put that here. Diba? Don't put here skills na kaya namang gawin ng lahat or alam mo yun, parang pang grade 1 na skills. Don't put that here. Tools and framework. This is also very good because the more tools, sometimes ako personally, if an applicant, if I know an applicant knows how to use a tool that I am using, mas malaki yung chance na i-hire ko siya. Ulitin ko, kung yung applicant familiar dun sa tools na ginagamit ko, mas malaki yung chance na i-hire ko siya. Right? So, kung sa resume mo pa lang, nakalagay na lahat ng tools na alam mong gamitin, alam mo yun, that's a super big plus na agad-agad for your application, right? Hindi ka pa kinakausap, wala ka pa sa interview, pero nakikita na agad ng client, uy, marunong siya gumamit ng Canva. Uy, marunong siyang gumamit ng Zoom. Uy, marunong siyang gumamit ng Slack. Right? Goods na yon. Yung social media, that's too broad, so I wish he would have broken that down para mas maganda, no? But as far as and as you can see, wala na yung educational background yata dito. Ay, hindi dito pa rin pala. Ay, hindi, ano ba to? O, tama, nilagay niya pa rin education background. I think that's fine. So, that's his resume. I want to show you my resume then, as promised, no? And I'm saying this resume is perfect. I'm just saying na this is what's working for me. So, maybe, alam mo yun, maybe makakatulong to para mag-work din para sa inyo. So, this is what I have for my resume. Again, a photo of me smiling. Smiling. Gugustuhin mong kausapin, di ba? Medyo pinotoshop ko ng konti yan, kaya makinis ang mukha ko dyan. Medyo makinis ang mukha ko dyan. Pero siguro naman hindi naman masasyak yung interviewer, no? Kapag nakita niya ako na parang, huy, sino to? Minsan kasi may mga applicant na ang ganda-ganda sa resume, pagka in-interview mo na parang, ikaw ba talaga to? Yung mga ganong moments. So, make sure na medyo, medyo realistic. But it's always good to put a picture there na, again, nakangiti and medyo naka-blush up ka ng konti. So, what do I have here? I have my name, again, very big, para matandaan nila agad ako. I have my email address, one way to contact me. I have my address. Yung address, hindi naman nila pine-prefer, no? It's just that some clients are familiar with Manila, Cebu. Probably yun na those two lang, no? Manila, Cebu, na kapag taga-ron ka, pagka taga Manila or Cebu ka, alam nila na maganda yung accent mo or you are sometimes better than the other provinces, no? So ako put it here, Bacoor, Cavite, para sumikat yung Cavite. Na kapag yung freelancer taga Cavite, alam mo yun, magaling to. Yung mga ganun. So, I have here my phone number. So yung phone number ko na meron dito, it's of course, Philippines, right? Pero, I use it for WhatsApp. So if you don't know WhatsApp, it's a messenger tool para siyang text. It's created by Facebook, then Mark Zuckerberg. You can register it para siyang Viber. Think of it as parang Viber, which is the client can contact you easily na rin. I had clients who interviewed me via WhatsApp, which is again an advantage because alam mo yun, of all the other applicants, kung may WhatsApp ka, ikaw yung uunahin kasi nga yun yung method of communication ng client eh. I have my LinkedIn there again to add more credibility to my profile. I even have my Skype ID there, di ba? So I'm not saying na kapag nag-create ka ng mga profile na to, no, sa mga accounts sa WhatsApp, sa LinkedIn, sa Skype, may kukontak sa inyo agad. No, the purpose of that is again credibility na nandun kayo sa platform na yon and for accessibility para madali kayo makontak ng client. So this resume, I use it for project and operations management role or application. Pagka nag-apply ako as project manager or operations manager, ito yung ginagamit ko na resume. Okay? So from that, nagkaroon na kayo agad ng tip na I'm using a different resume for a different position. Let's say nag-apply ako as SEO expert, ibang resume din yung ginagamit ko. But same format, same exact format, iba lang yung header. Okay, iba lang yung header and maybe iba yung area of expertise. Okay, pero let's focus on this muna. So, I tell them what I wanna apply for, project manager. Yun yung goal ko. Doon ako magaling. Yun yung sinasabi ko na magaling ako. That's why it's there, right? That's why it's very important na nilalagay mo kung anong role yung gusto mo. Okay? If you can be as specific, mas maganda. If you wanna, kasi mahirap po lalagay mo, halimbawa lang, general admin VA. So, hindi nakalagay kung tungkol saan ba yun or whatever. Pwede mo lagay virtual assistant, that's fine. Pwede mo lagay healthcare virtual assistant. Pwede mo lagay real estate virtual assistant. Pwede mo lagay digital marketing virtual assistant. Okay, pwede mo lagay virtual assistant with social media expertise. Parang ganon. Diba? So those are the things that you can put there on the header. This is not important. Nilagay ko lang dyan para para may mapag-usapan. Expertise. So I have here all my expertise na related dun sa ina-applyan ko, right? I'm a project manager, apply for a project manager, and as a project manager, ito yung kadalasang nire-require ng mga clients. Alam niyo kung saan ko ito kinuha? Kinuha ko sa job post ng client. Pag kayo mga client niyo naghahanap kayo sa online jobs, PH, or sa Upwork, naalala niyo may mga nakalagay na job requirements. Kailangan good communication skills. Kailangan may alam sa tool na to. Kailangan may experience sa ganito na to. Yun yung nilagay ko sa resume ko. Kasi yun yung hinahanap nila. Diba? Isipin ninyo kung yung client ang nakalagay sa job post nila, I'm looking for someone with operations management. I'm looking for someone with process improvement skill. Doon pa lang, panalo na ako agad kasi nakalagay siya sa resume ko na kaya ko siyang gawin. So if you're applying for, let's say, virtual assistant, okay, if you're applying for virtual assistant, mag-check kayo ng job post about virtual assistant. Tignan nyo kung ano yung mga common skills na nire-require for VA. Ilagay nyo sa resume nyo yun. Ilagay nyo sa resume nyo yun. Kasi pagka nakita ng ano yun, ng HR or kung sino man nag-hire, alam mo yun, makikita nila, uy, yung skills niya related dun sa job post ko, na job requirements. So baka magaling talaga tong tao na to. Let's do it. Interviewin na natin tong tao na to. Again, may advantage ka na agad, right? So that's what I put on the expertise part. Other skills, so I do other skills because some clients, kahit hindi ako matanggap sa kanila, pero sila mga kakilala na pwede nila ako endorse. Ano ibig ko sabihin? Sa halimbawa, I'm applying as a project manager, right? Pero hindi ako fit dun sa role. Parang bagsak yata ako. Pero since nakita nila dito na, ay, marunong ka rin pala sa SEO, ay, marunong ka rin pala sa content planning, ay, marunong ka rin pala sa backlink building, baka pwede, actually, meron akong isa pang business na SEO naman, baka pwede ka doon. O kaya sabihin niya na, ay, may kakilala ako na naghahanap ng SEO, baka pwede doon na lang kita endorse. Diba? Parang two birds, one stone siya. Diba? Aside from doon sa main na ina-applyan mo, ano pa yung other skills na pwede mong ibenta? May nakausap ako na applicant before, parang ang advice yata sa kanya is, ang sabi sa akin, sir, is kung ano lang dapat yung ina-applyan ko, yun lang dapat yung sabihin ko, yung banggitin ko during the interview. Which is fine. Which is fine kung yun ang gusto mong sabihin, di ba? I mean, doon ka mag-focus. Oo, doon ka mag-focus. Pero again, you wanna be ahead of the game. You wanna be someone na, aside from this, meron pa ako nito. Diba? I always do an example, diba? Kunyari, bibili ka sa McDo. 50 pesos lang yung pera mo. Sa McDo, nag-offer sila ng 50 pesos na chicken fillet, 50 pesos. Pero sa Jollibee, yung 50 pesos mo, Happy Meal na, halimbawa, or Jolly Meal na, may kasamang laruan, 50 pesos din. Anong pipiliin mo? Di ba yung Happy Meal? Yung Jolly Meal? Kasi mas malaki yung nakukuha mong benefit eh. For the same price, mas malaki yung nakukuha mong benefit. So, alam mo yun, just throw it out there. Alam mo yun, lahat ng pwede mong ibigay mo na. Kasi, hindi malalaman ng client na may extra kang skill kung hindi mo ilalagay. Hindi rin nila itatanong. So, mas maigi na ilagay mo na dyan sa resume mo para sure ball na makukuha mo sila. Diba? So system familiarity, again, what I have here are all the tools that I've used. Not really all, pero uh, common tools that is parang nire-require sa freelancing for those that I'm applying for. And again, you can find these tools kapag ka nag-search kayo sa Online Jobs PH or sa Upwork. Mag-search kayo doon ng mga opening. Search nyo yung ina-apply nyo. Let me just show you how to do it. Dami ko pa sinasabi. Example ko na lang sa inyo. Halimbawa, virtual assistant. Virtual assistant. Tignan natin kung, ito, general admin PA. So, tignan natin. Habang nag-load yan, open pa tayo isa pa. So, ito naman, ang hanap, e-commerce, virtual assistant. Kung may experience ka sa Amazon, ito, pwede rin po. Nakikita nyo rin yung amount dito ng sweldo. No? Sometimes it's pesos, sometimes it's dollar. So, okay, let's look at here. Okay, so, umpisa pa lang, may nakita na agad ako. So, kung mag-a-apply ako as a general admin VA, even sa interview, even sa cover letter, kung mag-a-apply ako, I will make sure na banggitin ko itong tatlo. Bakit? Kasi yun yung hinahanap ng client eh. Hinahanap nila may experience sa email management, ang hinahanap nila may experience sa calendar management, ang hinahanap nila may experience sa customer support. So during the interview, or on my cover letter, which is kung may time pa tayo, pag-uusapan natin mamaya, kung mababanggit ko itong tatlong bagay na to, on my resume, during the interview, and on my cover letter, advantage na agad sa akin yun. I'm already ahead of the game. I'm already ahead of the game. Kasi, una sa lahat, binasa ko yung job post ng client. And pangalawa, nai-hit ko yung requirements na hinihingi nila. Okay? Maybe babanggitin ko rin na I'm willing to work for a US. Remember, sa profile natin may essay. Ito, may maliit na essay dito. So you can put that here. Nalagay mo, I'm willing to work for US and Canadian clients. Or maybe again, during the interview or on your cover letter, put that there. Sabi mo during the interview, I noticed that you are you're based from the US or you're based from Canada. I've had clients before that are based in the US, or I'm willing to work with US clients. Panggitin mo lang, di ba? During the interview. Let's look at the other applications. Again, ito na naman, responsibilities. So, travel planning, online research, pay bills, online ordering. Lagay nyo lahat sa resume nyo to. I mean, kung familiar kayo lagay nyo lahat yan. So, ito yung mga skills na gusto ninyong makuha kapag gusto nyo mag-freelance. Gusto mo mag-apply ng virtual assistant? Ito yung mga skills na kailangan mo. Travel planning, online research, pay bills, online ordering, calendar management. And don't be overwhelmed ba? All this kaya mo matutunan sa YouTube. Or kung hindi man, you can do it yourself. Schedule meetings, appointment, respond to emails. Again, super dali. Qualifications. Lagay mo rin sa resume mo to. Kaya mo bang mag-type ng 60 words per minute? Lagay mo sa resume mo. So this one is good. College degree or higher. Hindi ko alam kung ibig sabihin ng higher ngayon. Siguro master or doctorate. Yung hinihingi nila, no? So this client is specifically asking for somebody that's college degree. So this is the only time that a college or a tertiary information on your resume would actually matter. Otherwise, it won't. Kasi, again, not all clients are requiring college degree naman. And I don't see any sense, really, for college degree, for any role, actually. So, ayun, diba? So, this is a good way, again, to find data on how you will respond during the interview, what you will put on your resume, and what you will say on your cover letter. Let's look for one more na lang before we move on. So ito super easy lang. Ano ba to? He's looking for someone who has experience with Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Shop, customer service. So, madali lang. So, skip na natin yan. So yun, Facebook Marketplace lang. So ito, again, Well, ito may benefits, no? So, ito, may requirements na naman. Diba? May requirements na naman. Lagay mo to sa resume mo. Kaya bang, syempre hindi mo malalagay sa resume mo to, no? Comfortable working on environment at home. These are things, itong good written verbal na to, previous job experience, these are things that you put on your cover letter, not on your resume. Ability to use Google Sheet, lagay mo sa, remember sa resume natin, may part where you can use, ano yung mga tools na ginagamit mo, lagay mo lang. Yung mga tools na ginagamit mo. Itong CV, cover letter, ba to? Curriculum vitae. Government, ano to? Driver's license? Kailangan ng driver's license. Hindi ko alam kung ba't nila kailangan ng driver's license, pero apparently, isa yun sa mga requirements nila. No? So, if they have a background in Amazon, so they prefer that. So, kung ikaw may background pa sa Amazon, advantage na yun agad for you. So, put it on your resume. Again, anything makakapagpaganda ng resume mo, put it on your resume. As long as it's relevant, put it there. Okay? Any questions? Sorry, ang dami kong sinabi. Tuloy-tuloy yung salita ko. Does anybody have any questions? Are this useful? May natutunan naman ba kayo? Oh my God, don't tell me nakamute ako all this time. Anyone? Kung gagawa kayo ng resume ninyo, okay. We don't have time eh. Ayan, si Karen na lang. May question niya si Karen.
Di ba, yung kanina kasi, based on the skills or tools na alam mo, what if kung yung applicant doesn't have any experience yet?
Okay, that's a very good question.
Ilagay?
That's a very good question. So, thank you, Karen. A lot of people think na kapag sinabing experience, kailangan na employee ka to use that experience. Ano ibig ko sabihin? Halimbawa, Canva. Yung ibang mga tao, nilalagay lang yung Canva kapag ginamit nila yung Canva sa previous experience nila. Pero ako, I use tools, nilalagay ko yung mga tools dito na kahit personal ko lang siya ginagamit, not necessarily by a client, no? Personal ko lang siya na ginagamit, nilalagay ko pa rin siya. And it doesn't, hindi kailangan may experience ako dun sa tool na yun. Hindi kailangan may experience ako. Kailangan lang familiar ako dun sa tool na yun. Kunyari, Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Premiere Pro. Hindi ako super galing sa mga tools na yun. Pero since familiar ako, narinig ko na siya before, or nagamit ko siya at least once, nilalagay ko siya sa tool. Kasi familiar ako eh. Hindi siya bago sa akin. So again, what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to have years, months of experience on a tool before you put it on your resume. If you think narinig mo na siya before, if you think familiar ka na sa tool na yon before, put it on your resume. Tapos kung sa tingin mo kailangan ng client yon talaga, isa yun sa requirements niya, then that's the time you do your research. Paano nga ba ito ginagamit? Kung nakita mo sa job post, kailangan talaga na magaling sa Canva, that's the time na pag-aralan mo yung Canva talaga. Pero kung familiar ka na sa Canva, narinig mo na siya, nagamit mo at least once, ilagay mo na sa Canva. Kung talagang wala kang alam na tools, just use whatever tools that you've used before from your previous job, if that's your question, Karen. Kung talagang wala kang nagamit na tools in the past, na sa tingin mo related sa freelancing, which I think is super rare, you can just put whatever tools here. You'll be surprised how some clients will be parang take note of a tool na akala mo irrelevant pero sa kanila big deal pala. So kung meron kang mga alam na tools, and this is where research and watching YouTube and joining webinars like this play a big part in expanding your knowledge, no? Kasi kapag nag-join ka ng mga ganitong webinars, pagka nanonood ka ng mga YouTube videos, lumalawak yung knowledge mo on what are common tools that are used. Actually, 2 weeks ago, isa to sa mga pinag-usapan namin on project management. Or even last week yata, pinag-usapan namin what are the common tools that a general admin VA use and what are the common tools that a project manager use. If you didn't join this webinar, imagine mo, hindi ka magiging familiar doon. Again, you just need familiarity with the tool. You don't have to actually know how to use the tool. And it's not specifically lying, no? Na wala kang idea. It's just, again, what I have here is systems familiarity. Familiar ako sa system na to. I'm not saying an expert for it. Di ba? Pag tinanong ka during the interview, then you can say, you can be honest na I've actually just, so for Canva, I know what Canva is, but I only use it for personal use. Sabihin mo ganun, di ba? You have to be honest din. Huwag naman sabihin na, ay, hindi, expert ako dyan, kahit hindi naman talaga. Yeah, so that's a good question, which I think one of the reasons why a lot of people hindi nilalagay lahat ng skills nila on their resume. Kasi they're afraid na baka ang nire-require lang ng client is kailangan magaling ka na sa skill na yon bago mo siya ilagay sa resume. No. Kahit hindi ka pa magaling dun sa skill na yon, kahit na katiting pa lang yung alam mo sa skill na yon, ilagay mo na. Kasi hindi naman kailangan expert na kaagad eh. Diba? The fact that you are familiar with the tool already puts you in an advantage sa ibang applicants na shy type at ayaw ilagay lahat ng tools na alam nila. Again, it's all about advantages. And having a good resume is a very good step one. I hope that answered your questions, Karen.
Yes. Thank you.
Very good. Anyone else? Actually, mas maganda nga sana kung isa sa inyo, no, makakapagpakita ng resume, makakapag-share ng resume, so pwede nating reviewin. Meron ba sa inyo gusto mag-volunteer na reviewin natin yung resume? Sayang, hindi na natin napag-usapan yung cover letter. No? Pero maybe we can do a part 2. Next week, we can continue the discussion about this if you really think this is helpful. Because, again, prior to this session, no, we were talking about actual skills that you can do as a VA. Pero I realized that before you even actually have a skill, ano nga ba mag-apply as a freelancer? What are the things that you need to prepare? Because, again, a lot of people, ang akala nila, they can use the same resume that they use in applying in corporate sa freelancing. No? That's not the case, unfortunately. Essays don't work here. Any other questions or comments dito sa resume? Do you have any feedback? Ano sa tingin niyo pwede natin idagdag or anything? Ano sa tingin niyo? Review your own resume. On your resume right now, if you're looking at your own resume, do you think you can add anything? Another thing, na advantage if you're reviewing your resume is it prepares you for the interview. Diba? Kung kabisado mo yung resume mo, technically yun na rin yung sasabihin mo kasi sa interview eh. So it's very important that you review your resume talaga. Kasi yun nga, from written knowledge or from written data, yung interview, isipin nyo parang ano lang siya, parang tinatransform mo lang into oral speaking yung resume mo. So the more na familiar ka dun sa resume mo, the more na mas gagaling ka during the interview. Kasi kabisado mo yung resume mo eh. Alam mo kung ano nilagay mo dun sa resume mo. And that gives you confidence. And believe me, the only reason why people fail, the only reason why people blank out during resume is because they're not prepared. Or hindi sila familiar dun sa sinasabi ng client. That's the only time. Hindi dahil nahihiya ka, hindi dahil it's not because shy type ka, it's not because introvert ka or anything. The only reason why hindi makasagot ang isang aplikante is because hindi niya alam yung sarili niya. Hindi niya alam yung experience na meron siya in the past na kaya niyang i-relate doon sa tanong ng client. Hindi niya kilala yung sarili niya. Hindi niya alam yung mga experience niya. Pero kung ikaw kilala mo yung sarili mo, what your experiences are in the past, and again, this is the part where reviewing your resume plays a good part, no? Kasi nga, nire-review mo what are your strengths and weaknesses eh. And again, sa interview, you're just converting your written resume into oral speaking. Kaya mas madali ka makakasagot. Mas confident ka sasagot kasi alam mo na eh. Alam mo na yung sasagot mo sa resume, na-review mo na eh. So, any questions? I don't think we still have time to review cover letters, but that's another good topic, cover letters. If you're not familiar with cover letters, that is what you send to the client kapag ka nag-a-apply ka. So, halimbawa, I wanna apply for this, no? So, apply for this job. So, on here, there is a subject. So, hindi lahat ganito yung format, Not everything will have a subject and message, but definitely lahat magkakaroon ng subject. Not everything will have a contact information as well, pero definitely lahat magkakaroon ng body ng message. So, cover letter is your initial reach out, initial proposal, initial initial comment sa client pagka nag-a-apply ka. Ano ba yung gusto mong sabihin, bakit ka i-interviewin, bakit ka nga ba nag-a-apply? So, for my subject, I always put there, ito yung pinakapalagi kong ginagamit. Applicant with 13 years management experience. Kasi yun yung may experience talaga ako. Diba? Pero, what I normally do as a tip, is kung ano yung subject ng client. Kunyari, ang subject ng client is ito, halimbawa. Saan ba yun? Halimbawa, ito. E-commerce virtual assistant. Ang nilalagay ko dito sa subject line ko is expert virtual assistant with background on e-commerce. Diba? Kahit hindi naman ako expert sa e-commerce, ilalagay ko doon expert ako. Kasi may background ako sa e-commerce eh. I don't have to be an expert because the word expert, the word good, best, that's all subjective. I mean, I can say that I am best with my current skill as a project manager because I want to. Diba? Nobody can judge me. I mean, para sa akin, best ako yun. Ang gagawa mo. Diba? So if you wanna put that there, do it. Walang magka-question sa'yo. What you wanna put here sa subject is talaga yung pambungad mo pagka nag-a-apply ka. Kasi subject is subject. Hindi nila agad makikita yung message mo kasi. Sa body naman, again, I don't think we have time to discuss all, no? Pero what you wanna put here is yung how you can help the client. Again, we can discuss this in detail. I can teach you more about what you need to put on the cover letter because this is also important. Kasi sa part na to, hindi ka pa kilala ng client eh. Hindi mo pa nabibigay yung resume mo, hindi ka pa niya na-interview. This is your first contact with the clients. That's why cover letters are very, very important. Again, hindi mo pa nabibigay yung resume mo dito na pinaghandaan mo ng super, super heavy. Hindi ka pa na-interview, which is again, pinaghandaan mo rin ng very, very hard. This is the first step. Paano ka mapapansin ng client? Bakit niya bubuksan yung message mo? Diba? Anong kailangan mong ilagay sa cover letter mo? And we will discuss that. We will discuss that probably on the next session. Siguro nauna lang yung interview and resume because yun yung sanay tayo na i-prepare. Yun yung sa tingin natin palaging ginagawa. Not many people realize na, ay, kailangan ko rin palang paghandaan yung cover letter. A lot of people kasi kinaka-copy-paste na yung cover letter nila, no? So, for most applications, auto-pass agad yun kapag templated yung cover letter. Normally, ligwak na agad yun. Ligwak na agad yun. So, it's very important na very important na personalize yung cover letter mo. And again, the technique, again, yung tinuro ko sa inyo, yung mga binabanggit ni client on the job post, banggitin mo rin sa cover letter mo. Para alam nila na binasa mo yung cover letter, para alam nila na binasa mo yung job post, tsaka para ma-realize nila na, Okay. So yung skill mo is related dun sa hinahanap na. Okay. You still have 2 minutes. We're opening the floor for questions. If anybody has questions, concern, comments, any topics that you wanna discuss in the future. Again, this webinar is for you. We wanna spread knowledge to everybody. I know, and I've interviewed people in the past who have paid thousands of pesos just to be taught this kind of, alam mo yun, this kind of training, and we're giving it for free. Not because gusto namin kayong pagkakitaan or anything, no, but we just wanna really genuinely share the information we have, because I think this is really useful, and I think nobody should be required to pay for something as simple as this, right? And it's been our journey. It's one of my parang ano ba? It's one of my give back to the freelancing community, given that I have a parang for me kasi my freelancing journey has been very smooth. Hindi ako umabot ng buwan, hindi ako umabot ng taon bago magkaroon ng client. So I'm really thankful for that, na madali ako nakakuha ng client, and it's probably because of the things that I'm mentioning right now. Diba? And these are the things that I learn myself. So I'm giving you the shortcut on what to do when you're applying. Okay, yung skills, kayang-kaya niyo na yung makuha. Pero these things, resume, preparing for the interview, I mean, that's on you. How prepared do you want to be? Sorry, daldal ko. Questions. Questions ulit from anyone. Shut up to talaga ako, promise. Opening the floor for questions. Just this, kapag may tanong yung mga tao, just let you know, anong lang ako tubig sabihin. Questions from anyone? We're at the top of the hour. Again, thank you for your time joining our session today. Hopefully, may natutunan kayo. Does anybody have questions, concerns, any comments? What do you think we can improve on this webinar? Because again, this is for you, and I'm open to constructive feedback. Masyado ba akong mabilis magsalita? Thank you. Masyado ba akong mabilis magsalita? Do you want this to be more engaging? Pangit ba yung background ko? Di ba maganda yung mic ko? Anything, guys. Binigyan ako ng baby ng biscuit. So, alam niyo gutom na ako. Anyone? Question? Sure kayo? Wala kayong question?
Ask question na. Question and answer portion.
Oo. Uy, hindi to recitation ha. Baka isipin niyo naman recitation to or anything. I just really wanna know kung may question kayo. And lahat naman tayo dito, and a lot of the people here naman are newbie sa freelancing. Kaya huwag kayong mahiya. Magtanong lang kayo. Well,
Share your thoughts, guys. Any comments, suggestion para mas mapaganda pa namin yung webinar next time. And hopefully, guys, can you guys leave us reviews sa page namin about this webinar?
Sige, actually this webinar napaka-detailed din naman kasi niya, and straightforward naman yung mga information na binibigay. I just want to share, actually 1 month na rin ata ako naghahanap ng mga jobs online, and kanina lang tanghali I had an interview with a client, prospective client rather. And tama naman yung sinabi ni Sir James, when it comes dun sa mga skills, yung client kasi nakafocus sila sa kung anong pwede ibigay mong skills. Hindi sila nakafocus sa kung ano yung educational background mo or naging previous experience mo. It's all about your skills and talent. Just sharing.
That's very good. Thank you for sharing that information, Karen. So, 'di ba? I mean, pag nagbebenta ka ng pagka nagbebenta ka ng ano ba 'to, biskwit. Pag nagbebenta ka ng biskwit, yung biskwit mo mas bebenta kung mas bebenta sa mga commercial ngayon, no? Mas bumebenta yung mga commercial na halimbawa, nakakapayat 'to. Papayat ka kapag ka uminom ka nito. Tatalino ka kapag ka uminom ka nito. 'Di ba? Lilinaw yung mata mo kapag ka tinake mo tong vitamins na 'to. 'Di ba? Ang laki ng pinagkaiba nun, dun sa kung nakalagay lang bread with vitamin A. Ano ba yung vitamin A? Pakialam ko ba doon? Di ba? Hindi ko alam kung ano yun eh. Pero kung sasabihin mo na, pag tinake mo tong vitamins na to, lilinaw yung mata mo. Di ba? Vitamin A pampalinaw ng mata. So alam mo yun, again, sinasabi mo kung ano yung magiging benefit nung produkto mo dun sa client. Focus on that. Don't focus on yourself. It's never about yourself. It's about the client. Your past, your experience, your position, your ranking in the past, all that doesn't matter. Wala silang pakialam dun. Kahit na VP ka pa in the past, kung hindi sila, kung yung skills mo hindi relevant sa application, then they don't need you. And good luck, Karen, on your application. No? Fingers crossed matanggap ka dyan. Ay, sorry, hindi kayo pa. Fingers crossed matigay ka dyan. Good luck.
Thank you. And thank you as well kasi as what Tony mentioned a while ago na I asked him regarding sa resume. Thank you for the tips that you have provided kasi with those tips, tingin ko mas kaya ko nang i-upgrade or mas maging how do you call it, professional wise tingnan yung pwede kong makreate na resume.
Very good. That's the purpose one of the resume. And remember ha, when you do your resume, you have to review your resume and you should be able to convert yung resume mo into oral speaking, 'di ba? Kasi yun yung sasabihin mo sa interview eh, yung kung ano nakalagay sa resume mo. So, kailangan medyo kabisado mo nakalagay sa resume mo. I'm looking kung meron akong resume in the past eh, na pwede kong i-share sa inyo para makita nyo rin kung gaano ka kung gaano pangit yung mga resume ko in the past. Pero I will share with you yung mga luma kong cover letter para makita nyo kung gaano kasama yung mga cover letter ko before. Last call na lang. Anybody, questions, comments, anything that you wanna share. Again, there's no judgment here. Walang hate, walang judgment for anybody. Meron ba kayo natutunan or wala, just let us know. It really helps us and it gives us more, alam mo yun, it gives us more encouragement to really conduct this webinar na para makatulong sa iba, no? And hopefully, alam mo yun, madagdagan pa yung mga viewers natin kasi not everybody believes na totoo yung freelancing. Diba? Not everybody believes that. And the more that you surround yourself with people na naniniwala sa freelancing, it's not a scam. Parang I sound like parang networking, no? Pero that's just how it is. Diba? The more you surround with people that likes freelancing as well, the more na mas ma-realize mo na totoo yung freelancing. And believe me, I've been working in the corporate world for 13 years. 13 years, there was no reason for me to leave. I was an operations manager. I was earning enough for my family and to buy things for myself. But I decided to opt out. I still decided to opt out. And I still decided to try out freelancing. That's how good freelancing can be. That's how good beneficial freelancing can be. And as long as you're willing to take the risk, of course. If you don't have any more questions, again, thank you everybody for joining today's session. Na-encourage kami na gawin pa to and do better on our webinars. If you can provide us feedback, if you want to post something on our page, Virtual Bell Associates, you're very much welcome to do that. Thank you for everybody for joining. I hope you enjoy the Sunday. This recording, this session, this webinar is recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel if in case you want to go back and watch kung may gusto kayong balikan sa mga session natin today. Okay? Alright, Shai. Type talaga kay lahat.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for
Thank you.
joining. I just want to mention that we're still a small company, so your review can really help us or break us. So don't forget to leave us a review on our page. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Happy
you.
Sunday.
Happy
Bye.
Sunday. Bye.
Bye-bye.